Guys, another Velvet talk
Oh.
this week.
Yeah.
Jesus. I don't know how to really introduce this one because I feel like the only way we can explain it is you guys probably know from the thumbnail and the title. We're going to be talking about Over the Garden Wall, which was a... Why don't you explain what it is because you know...
I'm not good at summaries or explanations. It's just a very short little series about two kids who are lost in the forest trying to find their way home. And a bluebird accompanies them. They meet strange people. They do strange things. All in this weird journey to get back home. It's very like Alice in Wonderland-esque without the little girl.
There you go.
Yeah, is that it?
That sounds about right.
Boys instead of a girl.
And I feel like... Oh, okay, so a lot of stuff... I remember the advertising for this was actually very odd. I want to say when this came out, 2013? Yeah?
No, that was 2014. Yeah, it was just last year.
Oh, it was just last year?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I remember...
Right after Halloween, it was awesome.
I remember the advertising campaign for this was kind of odd. It had these dark themes. It was something that when you see the commercials on Cartoon Network or wherever they were advertising, it just had these really dark themes, and all I could think to myself was like, man, I don't want to watch this. And it took some convincing, and it took a very long time, and you kept egging me on to watch it. And eventually, sometime last week, I just had a moment in between renders, and I was like, I could just marathon this in an afternoon.
Yeah.
And so I watched all 10 episodes in a row.
Nice. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I always forget there's 10. I always feel like there's actually 12. You know, there was meant to be 18, but they condensed it.
I heard about that, actually, recently. So, Over the Garden Wall...
Let's talk about the atmosphere of the show.
Fuck, yeah.
It's so... I don't know how to explain it. Beautiful. It's like, it obviously takes place in fall. It feels very fall. It feels like the exact time of year when it came out. That after Halloween, pre-November kind of feel. Oh my god, I love that.
Where everything is like... Yeah. Like orange and yellow. And
oh, yes.
The leaves are falling. And the best part is...
That's like the opening... like picture is a leaf falling, and the way it's animated, it looks old and it's beautiful and it just feels good. It just feels really good.
Just the atmosphere throughout this was just it was interesting because I remember messaging you about it. It reminded like when I was a kid, I remember like seeing like old children's books, and you'd have like the anthropomorphic animals. Like you'd see like animals wearing human clothing, doing human stuff, and like they were really detailed, and it's like, oh shit, okay. Even as a kid, I was like, oh wow, this is a little like off, but okay, because of the realism behind the pictures. And what?
I'm sorry, I just found a really funny text from you. I forgot about that.
Great. Okay, but
yeah, I'm not gonna talk about it.
But so what happened was the overall atmosphere of this was very interesting because it reminded me of being a kid and going to like libraries and this is weirdly specific, but like going to a library and stuff and seeing like, oh, here's the new kids books, here's the old kids books. And the old kids books had like were like had the scarier art. There was weird stuff going on. It was like, fuck. I mean, as a kid, you don't say that, but you know, it was just
yeah. I guess you could get in trouble.
And there, I guess it was weird because, watching it was, the first episode felt a little off-putting, to be honest, in the sense that like I guess it was just kind of weird because there's no real intro pieces. You don't get a sense of like what's going on. And at first I was like, oh, well, this is kind of weird, but then I had to remember it's like, it's short, we'll just get through it. And as time went on throughout the series, like the atmosphere, the just the overall feel of it, just, I think that is what made me want to keep watching. Because it was just like this level of like, now I have to know what the fuck's going on, or all these adventures that they're on are actually kind of interesting, and it's really artistically kind of beautiful. and creative. So I mean, god damn. Do we want to talk about the plot at all? Like how we see these characters? Also, I thought his name was Wirt. It's Wirt.
Wirt, yes.
W-I-R-T.
It's hard to it's hard to hear that kind of. Yeah, we can talk about the character. Should we like start from the beginning or just jump all around?
Whatever we're comfortable with, man.
Yeah.
So let's start with Wirt. Why not?
Okay, Wirt. I love Wirt. He's so cool.
As I'm forcing myself to say Wirt.
Wirt. He's cool. I love that. It's hard to even start this. Wirt is really cool because he's got all these different interests that I think is cool. Like, he's really into the clarinet, and he's really into making, like, mixtapes, I guess is what he did.
Awesome mix.
Yeah. He's into interior design. Like, who's into that? And poetry. He just, like, says poetry to himself before he goes to sleep. It's cute. It's sweet. It gives him, like, relatable characteristics, having a strange interest. It's really cool.
God damn, I don't want to get to the plot twist with it just yet.
Yeah, me neither.
Before that twist though, his character was very, like, I guess it was weird because for me he was kind of hit and miss in some episodes. Some episodes I liked him, some episodes I was like,
Yeah, anytime he was mean to Greg, I was like, stop it, Wirt.
Well, at the same time, it's like, I guess, especially in the first episode, because it's kind of hard to pinpoint their ages, so it was like, I couldn't tell what the difference in their age was.
Wirt's age was hard for me to tell. Greg, I just assumed was a little bitty baby.
Like, I assumed Greg was at least 3 or 4. He probably is 5.
Probably like 5 or 6. I think he's a little too. I don't know. He seems older than 3 or 4.
Like, and I guess it's just it's weird because when you're introduced to these characters at the very get-go, they're walking through the woods and there's no real, like, okay, all we know is that they're lost. They have a frog that they're trying to name. Like,
yeah. Greg has candy in his pants.
That's all we know. That's all we know. And so
yeah.
It was kind of a weird situation, especially trying to understand these characters.
Yeah, you kind of pick up on their personalities right away, though. Wirt's the pessimist, Greg's the oblivious optimist.
God damn! And then there's the fucking the weird, colorful characters they meet throughout the adventure. There's I forgot the bluebird's name.
Beatrice. Beatrice is a bluebird. Yeah. I couldn't think for a minute. I was said wait, was that her name? It got me confused. I thought, okay, I'm sorry. No, Mitchell's right. Bluebird Beatrice.
Just the level, the one thing I did kind of wish throughout the episodes was that, you know, we would get more because I want to know more about these characters, especially Wirt, because Wirt is our only character who's actually giving us information that can help us pinpoint. And throughout these episodes, Wirt was giving us information like, oh, you know, I'm in high school. You know,
just little bits and pieces, because wondering about their past, since they dropped you in the middle of them being lost without any background. That's what you want to know the most. How did they even get to the unknown?
What's going on here? And
like, why are they here? What time period are they even in? Kind of thing.
At first, I thought it was just fantasy late 19th century land. Yeah. Or late 20th century land, like
Edwardian kind of. I don't even know. It was very odd. How, you know, it was hard to tell, especially like when you see Pottsfield, because that's such a like. I don't know, pilgrimy looking place. That's my favorite episode, by the way, is that that one. I can't remember exactly what it was called, but the one with the pumpkin people.
There you go.
It was very fall feeling, and it made me very happy to watch.
I just can't. You know what? Let's reveal the twist, because I'm sure
it's hard to talk around.
It's hard to talk around it because it's most of the series is built up to because of that.
Okay, so spoilers, like mega spoiler, but you probably already know about the spoiler.
If you don't know about it,
go away. Go watch it.
Don't tell them to go. Oh, okay. Come back when you watch it. But it turns out that these kids are living in a relatively modern age. Because there's no real pinpoint year, but it's modern enough. Mm-hmm. I actually thought they lived in the 1980s for a second there because of the way that everything was done. But
yeah.
So you find out that Wirt had this crush on a girl. He was gonna give. God, that hit home so hard. He was gonna give this cassette tape to the girl he liked, and and he kind of chickened out.
Yeah, after she already got a hold of the tape, he chickened out. So he followed her around trying to get the tape back before she listened to it.
Which is a great episode. Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's a wonderful episode.
Oh my god, that episode was really heavy.
It was really heavy and it hit really hard and really fast and it was like, ugh.
Yeah. But yeah, so he follows her around to wherever it is they met up, and he and Greg end up falling into a pond. Was that it?
So they climb over the garden wall, and some hijinks ensue. Oh wow,
Whoa, sorry,
shit!
microphone.
I'm sorry. So some hijinks ensue. They climb over the garden wall, and they find themselves in a situation where they roll down a hill and land in a lake, knocking them both unconscious. And that's kind of where the story is set. So the minute that they were knocked unconscious, they went into the unknown.
Yeah. Limbo-y kind of world, apparently.
And and from that point on, like that's the story. So like it's them trying to find their way back, and this villain that constantly shows up, or I think he only shows up in 4 episodes. They said,
Yeah.
or what? The beast, yeah.
Bada the beast.
Bada the beast.
Yeah, he's just in the game.
Yeah,
he's the tutorial boss.
He's the the beast being this. What a great design!
Oh my god!
What a
so
great
creepy.
design! I love the antlers. I love the look. But
I know, yeah.
But
especially that one real look that you get, that little glimpse.
Oh shit!
Have you seen that? Like pause.
I need to freeze. I need to find the freeze frame.
Oh god, it's so creepy. He's like made up of all these faces. It's very strange. All these like terrified faces.
No,
it's
Jesus.
really creepy. It's like, oh wow, how did you get that on a kid's show?
Well, that's a frame.
Well, yeah, I guess. Good frame.
And I guess it's just with this in mind, watching the series to figure out what was going on, seeing Wirt go through. I think the thing that got me was the episode where Greg goes into Cloud City for a second and they look back down and they said the beast has already taken him. Now I don't know. I feel like I might have misinterpreted the symbolism. Is the vines that are grabbing him, is that supposed to be symbolic of him accepting death or him being depressed?
I think it's him giving up.
Just giving up
life. Yeah.
Yeah.
And because I mean the same thing happens to Greg and he wasn't depressed.
Right.
So
he's just
I think,
giving up.
Yeah, he just gave up for Wirt. It all works out somehow. I don't know.
God.
But yeah, it's very sad. Wirt especially became a very, very sad character, and he went through a lot of character development, and I actually cried during the Cloud City episode. that was very, very sad for me to watch.
God damn, the end of that episode just fuck. But the Cloud City episode was weird because I guess we kept getting that circular view, and I kept thinking to myself, like, is someone watching him? Yeah,
it felt weird, but I just assumed it was a dream sequence, which is why it was weird. So I don't really know.
Yeah, the series is weird.
So
we can't really
Well, you know why, right? Because the creator was fucking part of Adventure Time and Marvelous Misadventures of Flapjack.
Oh, shit.
That is why it's weird.
I was about to say, Flapjack was one of the weirdest series that Cartoon Network.
Flapjack. So when I saw this, I was like, this looks like Flapjack. Greg is, like, chubby or fat Flapjack. So, you know, it's
Captain Knuckles.
Yeah. I love that show.
Is the Bluebird. No,
Oh, God. It'd be very, very awful day.
Is Beatrice, but...
Yeah. It's just great.
I mean, and that's just kind of the fun of it. I feel like a big part of Over the Garden Wall, like I said, it was kind of a slow start for me.
Great music too.
God, Potatoes and Molasses.
Oh yeah, that's
fuck,
my favorite.
but
Oh no, the song that they sing on the boat, that's my favorite. It's
Nah.
not really a song, but it's so good.
I mean, and I'm just gonna finish up my own personal thoughts real quick, because they're just all jumbled right now. Because there's just so much I could say.
Yeah.
It was a slow start. Once I got through it though, I was really glad I watched it. Like by the end of it, I was really like. Normally, when I'm watching a show, I'll be like, especially when I have days off of the 9-to-5 job, I'll be sitting here working on episodes for the Velvet Room, and so I put on the episodes. And I found, like, as the series kept going, I was not focused on the Velvet Room work.
Yeah.
And it was just really good. It was just a really good show. It was weird because for a moment I thought that Wirt and Beatrice were kind of a ship.
Oh yeah.
For a
I
moment.
think everyone kind of thought that for a minute. I even, like, kind of shipped Lorna and Wirt for a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, just briefly, because they seemed to, like, be flirty together. I was like, oh, yeah, you go, Wirt. Get the pretty girl.
Yeah.
To
Go.
encourage
The
me.
wheel of fate is turning.
Yeah.
Rebel 1. God damn
man.
it.
Jesus.
I guess it's just like I said, it was just a fun little romp. Anything that you want to bring up? I mean, this was such a strong recommendation.
I know, I love it so much, but I don't know what to say about it other than go watch it because it's really, really good. I highly recommend it.
I feel that we should have probably opened up this episode with one of those things that just, like, listen, before you even get to this, before you even watch this, if you haven't watched it, go watch it right
please,
now.
Go watch it. Very, very cool.
Just, I can't believe it. I mean, I'm really glad Cartoon Network did a 10-episode miniseries because if it was any longer, I feel like it wouldn't have been as good. No,
I know,
you
but
have
I miss
to end
them.
things.
I just want more unknown stuff, and I want to see what Wirt and Greg are doing, and what Beatrice is up to, and how all my pals are doing.
Well, I feel that, like, again, the ending to a good story makes you want more.
Yeah.
But I feel that their adventure is over. Like that.
You're
that
right.
was part of.
It's meant to end. It's perfect how it is, but that doesn't mean that I can't be a little sad that it's over.
Your desire for more means it ended the way that you felt would be perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, God, I guess that was really all we had to say about the Garden Wall.
I guess so.
Huh.
Just, oh God, yes.
I
Go
mean,
watch.
Go, yeah.
That's it. That's all I can do. To sum it up, go watch.
Yeah, go watch
You'll
it.
like it. I don't care who you are. You're going to like it.
So, anyways, guys, you guys take it easy. Enjoy yourselves. And thanks for sticking around for Velvet Talks.
See you later.
Bye.